Becoming is better than being. Dr. Carol Dweck.
The BVOY Project.
Welcome back, guys, and thank you very much for watching. And if you find any of this information useful, please kindly like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss out when these videos are posted. Today, we're going to be talking about fixed versus growth mindset. And today's topic is based on Dr. Carol Dweck herself, and she's the one who actually developed this idea. So let's talk about fixed versus growth mindset. What does that actually mean? Now, I want us to actually talk about the mindset part of it first. Now, let's start by defining these. I want us to talk about the fixed mindset first and what that looks like and what it is basically. And the fixed mindset is the belief that your personal qualities are fixed. You are born the way that you are. You can't develop, you can't get any worse. So your personal qualities like your intelligence and your talents, this is just how it is. And I want to go through 5 reasons why you might have a fixed mindset and what that looks like and what that means. So I want to start off with the belief in your innate ability. So this is the concept of thinking that the way that I am is the way that I am. I was born like this. There's nothing that can be changed about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Whether it's something positive or something negative, this is just how I am, right? This is how I was born. And therefore, there's not much else that can be done about it, which hence the term fixed. So that's the first part. You're born like that. It's the innate abilities are just fixed. The next one is avoiding challenges. Okay. Now, in terms of avoiding challenges, it's understandable why you would avoid challenges, because you're afraid of failing and afraid of looking stupid, essentially. And because you are born the way that you are, if you can't do something in the challenge, it means you can never do it. You're just born this way. Therefore, you can never do it. If there's something that you can't do, you can never do it. So you don't want to fail. You don't want to look stupid. Therefore, you avoid the challenges and stick in your comfort zone of things that you know you can achieve. Okay, that was the second one. The third one is giving up easily. It's still attached to the concept of avoiding challenges. So when you do actually try something and it doesn't quite work out, or you feel the sense that this is not going to achieve what I wanted to achieve, especially when it's something in public, you give up very easily, because if I can't do it, then I can never do it. Right? That's the concept of a fixed mindset. You give up easily. And the next one is defensiveness. Okay? Because the failures and the challenges that you're avoiding essentially are because this is just how you are, you become defensive when things don't quite go your way, because it feels personal when someone actually tells you, well, you weren't really good at this, right? It feels like it's a personal attack. This is how I am. And you telling me that I'm not good enough means essentially I'm not enough. So you become defensive and try to justify certain aspects of what your failure looks like on something else or someone else. That's the defensive part of a fixed mindset. And the last part, the fifth one, is you are threatened by others. Okay. Now, if someone knows how to do something better than you, or if someone better at something than you are, that means they were with something better than you. Essentially, you become jealous and you get threatened, you become defensive, and you don't like the idea of someone doing something better than you. That's the fixed mindset. And those 5 aspects, if you resonate with any of them, there's a chance that you may have a fixed mindset. However, it's not all doom and gloom, ladies and gentlemen. It is possible for you to actually change that. It is possible for you to look at it in a different way, which is what we're about to talk about. The opposite side of it, which is a growth mindset. As mentioned at the start, this is a concept that was developed by Dr. Carol Dweck, and this is information that you guys can look up as well and get more context about it, but I'm just summarizing the information that we've got based on this. So the growth mindset is essentially the opposite of what we've been talking about in terms of the fixed. Now, how do we identify a growth mindset? Let's start by defining it. So this is the concept exactly the same as the fixed, which is looking at personal qualities like intelligence, achievements like talent as something that can be developed. Okay, this is what I have. Even if it's not quite good enough, or especially when it's not quite good enough, I can develop it. This is my starting point, right? This is how you look at it. This is my starting point, and there's certain things that I can do to get better. Now, here's 6 aspects about a growth mindset that you can adapt, or if you resonate with any of them and see yourself as someone who exudes that already, that probably means you have a growth mindset. Okay, so the first one is embracing challenges. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges because they understand that when you push yourself out of your comfort zone and take on things that you've never taken on before, or something that seems difficult to do, you are embracing growth, because that's where your development comes from, where you challenge yourself and you take on things that you've never taken on before, things where you're most likely going to fail, because in that failure, that's where the development comes from. So you embrace challenges, you're not scared of them. Okay, number 2, you have persistence. Now, someone with a growth mindset understands that you try something, you fail, you try it again and you fail, you try it again and you fail. In those failures is where your development is. That's where you learn and you get better and get better and get better. So when you get knocked down, you're not fussed about it too much, because you understand that that's the process of development, and then you become persistent. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is effort. Okay, so where you actually, it's because you understand that there is hard work that comes in. Hard work is essential for skill development, and therefore your efforts keep increasing. Every time you try something, you fail. In your persistence, as mentioned previously, you actually increase your efforts because you understand that hard work comes with part of it. It's essential for skill development. So you find yourself actually increasing your efforts because you believe you have a growth mindset. You believe that you're going to achieve more the more times you actually try something, and also the more effort you put into it, whether it's physical effort in what you're doing or effort in your mental capacity in terms of trying what you're trying. The next one is learning from criticism. I mentioned earlier on that a fixed mindset does not like being criticized at all because it feels like a personal attack. A growth mindset actually embraces that. They learn from criticism. You understand that every person has a blind spot. Every person makes mistakes, and a lot of people will identify other people's mistakes better than you understand your own mistake, better than you understand your own blind spots. So you actually learn from criticism. When someone says you could be doing X, or you're not very good at X, you actually embrace that information because that's your opportunity to learn. You know where to shift your focus and actually start to develop that skill. Okay, so learning from your criticism is one of the growth mindset aspects. The next one is inspiration from others. Okay, as mentioned earlier on the fixed mindset, people who do better than you are people that threaten you, people that you don't particularly like, and you'll find yourself actually criticizing them and identifying other things as reasons to why they're so fortunate. Okay, they were born in this place, their family is this, or they just happen to have X, they live in this area, therefore they're more fortunate, rather than actually looking at it on a growth mindset, which is you get inspired by people's achievements. Someone has managed to do something that you've never been able to do. You can either cry about the fact that they're better than you, or you can try to understand how they achieved that, which is where the growth mindset comes in. You're inspired by other people's success, you're inspired by other people's achievements, and you learn from someone else's experience, learn from someone else's success, and equally also learn from someone else's mistakes. That's the learning aspect, and that is the inspiration by others, which is a very good part of the growth mindset. And the 6th part, which is very important, and this is actually termed the power of the yet. Okay, the power of the yet. And this is the concept of using the word yet whenever something doesn't quite look right. So if you think of it this way, there's a movie called The Matrix, and in The Matrix, there's a scene where Neo is talking to T and she's asking her if he can fly that machine. And it was a helicopter. Said, "Can you fly that machine?" And she said, "Not yet." Okay.
Can you fly that thing?
Not yet.
The answer is no, I can't do it. And the fixed mindset would stop at that point. Nope, I can't do that. Right? The growth mindset would say not yet. Not yet, meaning I can't do it now, but I understand that there's certain things I can do that will allow me to do something that I can't do at the moment. Whether it's learning or it's experience and getting to learn from someone else or actually trying it myself, but at some point I will be able to do it, which is the concept of using the word yet. Not yet. So anything that is mastered by someone, at some point they couldn't do it. So at the point that they actually couldn't do it, if asked, they would say no, not yet. So that's the power of the yet. It's a sixth part of a growth mindset, which is a concept that we would recommend anyone to actually consider. It's something that everyone should essentially consider as part of your growth, because that's the concept of the growth mindset. And it's important to understand, one of my favorite quotes is, every winner was once a beginner and every master was once a disaster. And this is all part of the growth mindset. I hope some of this information has been useful to you guys, and as usual, thank you very much for being part of this and watching. And if you find this useful, please kindly share to whoever else you think might find this information useful. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss every time that we post these videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.